This is my Tesla Model 3, and it has been killing me financially for the past year. So in this video, I'm gonna be selling it right about now. So as a result, I have recently proudly sold my Tesla Model 3 2023. It felt so nice seeing that $13,000 debt in my bank account gone. Like, it is now in the positive, and I have some extra cash left over. But for the record, that extra cash won't be going towards me. It will be all for my mom. But even though that extra cash won't be going towards me, I still feel so great about that $13,000 car loan being gone. I don't need that debt right now. I can't even afford that debt right now. I have realized that it will only hold me back from starting on my emergency funds, which will only further delay my inevitable journey towards financial freedom. Also, additionally, another big reason as to why I sold my Tesla Model 3 was because of the battery. If you own a Tesla, you would know that replacing the battery could range from $10,000 to $20,000, which makes it essential for me to have an emergency fund. Imagine the reason why I went bankrupt was because of a battery. Ain't no way that's ever gonna happen. I'm good. I would need at least 15 grand in my bank account in savings and have that ready to be spent at any point just to feel safe driving. That is insane. And this goes back to what I said earlier about how I'm not rich enough yet for this. In order for me to safely financially own a Tesla Model 3, I would need to first pay off the loan, and then I'm gonna need to build up an emergency fund of at least 15 grand just for any emergency that comes with the battery. Because if I don't have that lined up and be ready for when it explodes or for when it breaks down or whatever, I'm gonna end up on the streets, literally. Because right now, I don't have 13 grand. That's gonna put me into financial ruins for years. At least with other type of cars like gas cars or hybrid cars, if the engine breaks down, you probably spend like 1K, 2K, maybe 4K. But for Tesla, it is at least 3 times that amount. That is insane. So that is another reason why I'm good. I don't need the Tesla. But despite the $13,000 loan though, I still loved my Tesla Model 3. I loved the infotainment screen. I loved and I will miss the hours upon hours that I spent watching shows and movies with my girlfriend back in the Tesla. And I loved and I will miss the acceleration as well. It was so fun. And on top of that, I loved the cheap charging fees. It was like gas, but like 50% off or like 80% off. I also loved and will miss the smoothness and the quietness of the car. It was literally silent, which was so cool. I have loved every moment driving my Tesla Model 3. At first, it was like a love-hate relationship because like the dashboard and everything else, it lacked personality. It was so minimalistic for my taste, but I grew to love the car, you know, mainly because of the infotainment system. Like, it was so cool. There was so much features, which gave it so much personality. Like, can your car fart? Probably not, but the Tesla can. And as a result, I've actually grown a bit fond and emotionally attached to the car a little bit. Cause like, it was the first car that I've ever driven brand new. It was almost as if I gave birth to it, okay? That's what it felt like. It was my baby, okay? It felt like it was all mine, which was a big reason as to why I was very reluctant about selling the car. It is not the most financially logical reason, but it is an emotional reason, which had definitely played a factor. And upon reflection, I can see that now, and I can see how your emotions can hold you back from making smart financial choices, which is something I need to be more conscious of from now on. But despite all the good things, I've realized something truly important. While the car is fantastic, while I've made many memories in that car, you know, watching all the shows and movies, it is also my biggest financial burden with the monthly payments, the insurance, the occasional maintenance, and the electricity. Like, the electricity with the car is not that cheap. It's not that much cheaper. It is cheaper, but it's not that much cheaper, especially when you don't have a home charger. And with all of those expenses in mind, I realized that I was spending more than I can right now. But to be honest, I knew that already ever since like the first month of ownership. I just didn't want to let it go because I love the car. And I kept reasoning with myself by saying that I can eventually pay this off. I never did. My loan was for another 60 months. I was going to be a slave to Elon Musk for another 60 months. By selling this car, I can finally eliminate all of those expenses and then redirect that money towards savings, investing, and for my future businesses that I'm gonna eventually start on. All of which are essential keys to my financial freedom path. From this whole experience with my Tesla Model 3, if there was one big key takeaway to take away from it, that would be the importance of delayed gratification. I'll be honest, I bought the car because I thought the idea of me owning a Tesla was so cool. You know, I didn't come from money, and to think that I was a 19 years old owning and driving and operating a Tesla Model 3 would be so cool. It would make my status higher. It did not. The only thing that was made higher was my total amount of debt. Okay, nobody cares about me owning a Tesla Model 3. Nobody, literally nobody, except for me back then. I've realized that building wealth is not about instant gratification. It's not about what makes you happy. It is not about what gives you pleasure. It is about making the tough decisions now for a better financial future for yourself. From this experience, I'm gonna learn from this experience, and then I'm gonna proceed to focus on the bigger picture, aka my financial future. You know, usually people sell their car because like they're broke or have gone homeless. But honestly, in my scenario, for me, selling the Tesla has been one of the first financial decisions that I am actually proud to announce to you guys. It has freed up my finances on so many levels, and I know that it will create room for more opportunities because I need to snatch up those opportunities ASAP if I want to become rich. And if you're thinking about doing the same thing, if you are in the same situation or a similar situation, keep this in mind. Which is more important, driving that brand new / luxury car or your financial freedom in the future, aka being able to buy yourself time and being able to spend your time with your parents, with your kids, with your spouse, with your friends, whatever. Which is more important to you? Feel free to share your experiences in the comment section down below. I wish you the best and only the best. And I hope and pray that you make whatever decision that makes you the happiest financially and mentally. Now that I've freed myself from this financial burden that is the Tesla Model 3, I am so excited to finally being able to tackle my other debts. And then after that, I'm so excited to being able to start working on my emergency fund and my savings, and then eventually I can invest my money, which is so cool to me. I'm so excited. I can finally take the first step into building the financial life that I want for myself in the future. And to be honest, I would not have gotten rid of this debt just because of the stress and the financial burden that came with having a car loan debt. No, that's not the only reason. The biggest reason as to why I got rid of the debt was because it was holding me back from future opportunities. It was holding me back from having the power to make more choices that align more with my bigger financial goals and dreams. That was the main reason as to why I sold my Tesla Model 3. And for those of you who are wondering what car I would be driving now, currently I'm driving my mom's car. And I don't know what car I'm going to be getting. Probably a cheap ass car, or either that or I might get a hand-me-down car. Whatever it is, as long as I don't have car payments every single month, I will be eternally grateful. And mark my words, whatever car I get now will hopefully last another at least 5 years, but hopefully at least 10 years. And if I can, I will make it last for 20 years. I shall pray, because I am so tired of cars. I don't want to ever waste money on cars again. I just want to pay for gas and that's it. My new philosophy regarding cars now is as long as I can get from point A to point B in the cheapest amount possible, I'm happy with that. Anything more than that, any luxury cars or whatever, I don't need it. I'm gonna throw it out the window because I've realized that I hate cars because I hate car payments. If I was rich, if I was a billionaire, sure, I'll love cars. I'll buy whatever car I want. But for now, I'll buy whatever the cheapest car is. That will bring me from point A to point B in the cheapest amount possible. I will only have an emotional attachment with a car that I have paid off. Other than that, don't need it, don't want it, throw it out the window because they kill my wealth. I will instead relocate my emotional attachment towards human beings that I care about rather than materialistic things such as cars. Simply because through my emotional attachment with my Tesla Model 3, I held myself back financially. That will never happen again. And I hope that I have proven it through actions in this video. So yeah, that is $13,000 gone from my total amount of debt. If you are still curious regarding what I'm gonna do next in my debt journey, well, maybe you should watch this video. But yeah, that's about it. Bye.